is mixed bag time, Jim, on the pod this week. You kind of heard it in the intro right there. The weird colonial, like, do fucking deal with Sting and Flair in really badly done fake paintings. And then the dichotomy of that to, hey, Big Van Vader's here now. It's like, oh, okay, maybe we do need to pay attention. And unfortunately,
yeah, okay, something cool happened. Excellent.
Something cool happened. That's pretty much where we are there. We were very lucky, though, because we didn't have a whole lot to watch here. And to be honest, I kind of think I explained it all from the 6:15 Power Hour. Literally 80% of the show is Horseman beatdowns. I think that explains pretty much the entire build to this show. So,
I think there's Johnny Ace versus Barry Windham, probably. It's like, it was an old match anyway, so it was like, who cares?
cool.
The 6:16 Saturday night, Pillman's on commentary.
Yep.
And so that's kind of like a big question mark. Why are you there? I don't know if he was injured or something like that.
I don't know, because he is on the pay-per-view, so if he was, it was just minor.
It's just it's strange for somebody who's been with the company like 18 months to be put on commentary all of a sudden. He has one thing that he made me laugh is he said during the Midnight Express match that watching Stan Lane wrestle is like watching a Bruce Lee movie.
Okay, yeah.
He probably didn't have glasses when he was a kid, and things kind of blur together, and things are just moving fast, kind of. But yeah, not so much for me.
They do kickies. They both do kickies.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's got a savate kick. So dangerous. So, but yeah, just like a Bruce Lee movie.
Oh man. Yeah.
Buddy Landell showed up.
Yeah. What was that? That was. You know what though, and you'll be shocked by this because this is kind of a pattern with me. I believe. I love me some Buddy Landell. Okay. I love me some Buddy Landell.
It's fine, but it's weird to have like two nature boys in the same place. It's like in the CFL where there's like the two Rough Riders, but one of them's together and one of them has a space in it. Like, it's just, I shouldn't have two nature boys in the same company. That's just like, I have some strong beliefs as a wrestling fan, and that's just mine. You can't have the same gimmick twice in the company.
I mean, I don't think that's too much to ask.
I'm a simple man.
Yeah, well, the simple man here, Buddy Landell, in many ways. Love Buddy Landell, however. Holy shit. You talk about self-sabotage. And I mean, that was the whole basis of Buddy Landell when he was at Mid-Atlantic, though, was he was working Flair, and they were kind of doing the mirror image thing. So I think, I hope to God they weren't stupid enough to try to do it again 5 years later. But, that's one of those what ifs, though, because, man, legitimately, Dusty went on record to say, yes, we were going to put the title on Buddy. He was going to beat Flair. Now, even Buddy's like, I'm pretty sure the deal was I was going to beat him for like a month and then, never get it again. Like Tommy Rich situation, I think. But still, motherfucker would have been the world champion. Buddy couldn't wake his ass up and answer the phone. How crazy is that? Dusty called his fucking hotel room like 8 times. Dusty tried for you. Pretty crazy. Bud. But hey, Buddy is a good fucking worker.
That 6:16, it's funny with Buddy Landell because it's taking on Dino Hernandez, and I definitely did a double take. I was like, wait, who, what? And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm doing like the time check in my head of the years. I'm like, oh, Dino Hernandez. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure this is a person you probably love this person, but Thunderbolt Patterson shows up.
Oh no, I don't love Thunderbolt Patterson, to be really honest.
Okay, so he shows up on the 6:16, and they do no introduction for him. It's just this dude shows up on my screen, and he says, every time he lays down and wakes up, he thinks of Oli. And I'm, bro, like, that's
Thunder.
Janet Jackson's around at this time. Madonna. There's so many other things to think about when you go to sleep and wake up. Yeah, then Ole Anderson. Jeez, you don't need to admit this in public.
Ole. Really? Oli is who you're thinking about, Thunderbolt?
Really? Okay.
Also, what is the deal with Oli just forcing old motherfuckers on us? Because you're not even giving us the best part of this. It's Thunderbolt with Wrestling 2 interviewing him, and Wrestling 2 is not happy to be there. Wrestling 2 doesn't want to be there. Or is this the next week that he interviews him? It bleeds fucking together.
I'm looking. I have them written twice actually in the episode. So it might have been twice because then Mr. Wrestling 2 and Thunderbolt Patterson, and Mr. Wrestling 2 just seems like a grumpy ass motherfucker.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't care what the payday is. He is so clearly done. Also, he has one of the smallest heads for like a decently sized human I've ever seen, and I'm like, that is not a good look. And you must be really weird looking for the fucking move to be accentuate your little head with a mask.
You look like the guy from South Park guy.
Yeah,
got the little peanut head going on. Yeah, he just seems like okay. So did he ever actually do something? Was it supposed to be a ref in a match or something? Did I miss it? Did I forget about it? Did it happen already?
Remember,
it was just like a live event.
His whole usage here was to get the Horsemen all fucked up by the surprise. Remember, he was part of the surprise, and it was Wrestling 2, and they kind of half sold, and he went, "No, I know the surprise, but you don't." And so then he stuck around. So that is literally the genesis.
I thought he was like reffing a match at the Omni or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird how like they'll have a specific person for a specific live event and then put on TV for the rest of the country not to care about. It's just weird, you know? JYD versus Barry Horowitz. Rock and Roll Express cuts a promo on Doom. Okay, and then Lex and Sting do a promo together.
This is awesome.
And I messaged you to ask you your Velvet Underground knowledge. Mm-hmm. And you're like, yeah. And so I said, listen to this song. It's called The Murder Mystery from the third album. And it's basically two songs. Basically, it's
free jazz.
Lou Reed. It's Lou Reed singing one side, one song, and Mo Tucker is singing another song. And their tempos are kind of off match. It gets a little weird. And that's exactly what this promo with Lex and Sting is. They're just talking over each other, each just saying their own thing. Yeah. And I immediately thought of The Murder Mystery.
I think it is a very apt comparison. And I don't know what it says about me, but I love Murder Mystery a lot, actually.
It's such a great song. It's I think the first song that made me go, oh, I love this band.
And with that said,
my first Velvets was the third album. I bought the vinyl when I was in college, so the third album was my first album.
Yeah, you won't be shocked, but Velvet Underground sort of was my introduction into weirdness.
Nice.
Yeah, probably. Figured out Velvet Underground, and then from that, I found out about the Beat Writers somehow in there. Oh, I know why, because it was like Warhol was in with those fuckers.
Yeah, Andy Warhol, yeah. You kind of trace it back.
So then it became that to Free Jazz, which is Murder Mystery, and then that sort of ended up being fucking fast forwarded a few decades into what I think you and I talked about, television and like Bauhaus. And the other fucking era of weird shit. I'm a big Smiths person. They're little just whiny babies, but they have weird little sounds as well. Pet sounds.
I love that Robert Smith and Morrissey are like the Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart of music.
Yeah.
Because Robert Smith said, I can't remember exactly how he said it, but he said, if Morrissey is a vegetarian, then I'm going to eat a steak.
I fucking
something along those lines.
Yeah.
And so I just love that they hate each other. It's great.
It's so stupid too, guys.
It's so easy to hate Morrissey though, so it's kind of not really that hard.
Such a fucking scumbag, and it's like, god damn, why, man? I love your music, and you're such a dickhead. Anyway, so with that said, this is what I wrote about the Lex Sting promo. It was like if Coke had a kid with ADHD. So in short, it kind of ruled. So that explains it all. Actually,
honestly, I feel like Lex and Sting together is kind of magic.
It is.
They create the nicknames for the announcers.
Oh
You
yeah.
could tell they just have these inside jokes with each other that aren't
Yeah.
really funny, but they find it hysterical.
I'll say
I
this.
really, I really do love these guys together.
I think when I see it, and this is going to be a crazy claim, and I haven't even thought about it till now, but I really put together what you're saying to something else. You know, if Dusty or whoever had the book around this time, I think would have been the right move. Maybe a year or two later could have even still worked. They have outsiders energy. I think if you just put them in front of the camera and like, dude, just be Steve and Lex in the car, or Steve and Lex in your gym laughing about somebody. I think there is unbelievable legs with this because Lex has never been more charismatic than here. He's never been more like confident here either. The more I'm watching Lex, I think we figure out the problem is Lex just never, he was egotistical, but I don't think he was confident. Those can be, independent things. I think Lex thought he should be given things, but I don't know if Lex deep down thought he deserved those things. Whereas with Sting, and you see it here, he's the fucking man. He knows. He's like, hey man, I'm top guy. All right, you fucking pegged me, then I'm going to be that guy. And I think these two together, like Sting propped up Lex. And then Lex, kept Sting. Like once he'd kind of go down, because if you notice with Sting here in this era, right before he wins the title, he would have moments where like in the promo, he even has it on Power Hour when he does it with Jim Ross, where you feel the energy going down. He can't really sustain the Sting act as much yet.
This is serious. He's going for the world title. He's our last line of defense, though. It's serious, Sting.
Right.
He's contemplating and thinking about life.
Yeah. And Lex is just like, whatever, bro. Come on, let's Jim Bro it. It's fucking great. You guys got to find that. Yeah, and then this leads to another, I don't know where you have in your notes, but I said the KKK Horsemen. This whole little stretch is just them beating up all the black wrestlers in clearly a rougher way than usual. Yikes, Oli.
Well, and Ole says things like, you're not the type of people we hang out with. You're not the kind of people, those things. And yeah, Ole just like rides it hard.
Really hard. It's not a good deal at all. So, and then on top of that, just the same, I don't know what it is with WCW because this is two different bookers now that have done this. The committee did it. And now these guys are doing it. 1 million rematches for the pay-per-view because we have 2 separate Rock and Roll Doom matches on free TV within a week of each other. We have Steiner's against Arn and Barry on main event that was really great and never really ever done again, as far as I know, or at least not for a while. There might even be a fucking, no, there's not a Lex Mean Mark in there, but there's a couple fucking rematches that I'm just like,
we get on the 22nd Power Hour, there's a Lex versus Barry, which is interesting, which we join in progress. And you're like, oh. And then after like 5 minutes, Ole's in there busting it up. Everything is just busted up pins, disqualifications, the same as it ever was. The 622 Power Hour also had the sobering moments of Arn and Rick versus Jerry Price and Mike Rotundo.
You know what? It wasn't awful, but boy, that was when I wrote down KKK Horsemen because they beat up Jerry Price at some point, and I'm just like, they're calling him boy, which is not a fun experience for me, and I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck, man? Not even in 90 does this shit work. Not in any fucking era does it work, but like specifically in 90, I feel like things weren't like that at that point.
It's just so late. I mean, it's just so lazy. Dumb. I think that's the thing in the end. It's just lazy.
Yeah, it's lazy as fuck.
Be creative with something. The episode also gave us, Free Birds versus the Wide-Eyed Southern Proud Boys or whatever. My question is, what happened to more Freebirds? Weren't they promising us like 2 cycles ago, like more birds are showing up, and oh my god, I got so much. Michael's like, I got so much news and secrets, and then nothing. It looks like Buddy comes back for the next event, but it's just weird. Like they promised us that a bit ago.
Yeah,
and they also promised us the top 10 is returning, which I don't know if we see from that point forward to the show. It's only going to take a week though, so maybe we'll give them a chance. We come out of Great American Bash with rankings, maybe.
They need him because you have a babyface champion now, so that honestly would be the best thing for you to do.
Yeah, it makes sense. You have new champions, and you
Yeah.
just swap it over.
I wonder if maybe Gordy was gonna come in, got super mega over in All Japan, and that kind of got curbed. Maybe that makes sense. If they're like, birds are coming, and it's like, we got fucking Rocky King over here repackaged. That makes sense.
Give me something. Yeah, it's just weird. The 30th Saturday night gives us like Tommy Rich on commentary as well the whole night. So I just
love it.
It's a little odd. Like they've so many commentators, but they're turning to the wrestlers and not necessarily ones I think excel at this role.
No.
So yeah, it's just weird. The decisions they make. There's a segment with Paul E and Mean Mark. And Paul E says that Mean Mark pushed his grandma down the stairs. And I liked that. That's pretty cool.
I love that shit. We need more of that from heels. Like stealing lunch money or something too.
More Thunderbolt yapping.
Yeah.
Is he on the pay-per-view at all?
No.
No, right? like why is Thunderbolt Patterson getting so much mic time?
Man, it's so bizarre.
And they let us know that Ole will be handcuffed to Gigante at the Great American Bash.
And that was great, to be fair. Nice little spoiler there. That was a great little addition. Because you'd be like in the middle of the match, like really seriously into it. And you'd be like, oh, well, look at the stage. And it's like, oh, God.
And yeah, Big Van Vader intro video on the 14th of Saturday night. But yeah, I didn't have much for kind of the beforehand stuff.
No, there wasn't a lot. Like I basically covered it. I went through it all yesterday. I had all day to sort of veg on this, and that was all I got out of it. Oh, no surprise to anyone. This is literally all I wrote about him too. Stan Hansen still rules, but he's in and out because of Japan. So that's why we don't see him at the pay-per-view, which is unfortunate. But he will be at Halloween Havoc. So that's a good one in fucking 9 years. Okay, so that leads us to the big one, folks. The granddaddy of them all, the Great American Bash 90. New Revolution. Is that foreshadowing?
America.
Whoa, eerie. Baltimore Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. One of the hotbeds for WCW and NWA. So smart move there. I think that if I'm the Young Bucks, I am calling whoever owns the fucking deal, well, I guess it'd be WWE, gimmick infringement on the fucking Founding Fathers outfits that Sting and Flair were mocked up in. I did write that down. Bob and JR are on the call. Yippee. Holy goodness. We have a lot of pseudo-racism in this one, and we fucking start off with Buddy Landell against Flyin Brian. And this was fucking actually awesome. It was just Buddy being Buddy. I don't know why they hail him from Jacksonville, Florida. I don't think he ever fucking lived here, but we'll go ahead and, I wrote it down. We'll take him, that's fine. Buddy ended up having a good life there. Well, not good. It wasn't very long, but he did end up getting clean and everything. So good for you, Buddy. Flyin Brian fucking rules, man. Every time I see him at this time, I'm like, why are they not pushing him? He is your future. Fuck. It's like watching when Danielson was in WWE early on, where you're just like, okay,
come on,
let's go. Everyone in the fucking crowd loves this guy. He fucking can work anybody. Come on.
I think that's my fear was Flyin Brian versus Buddy Landell, and I'm like, I don't know. They're going to feed Brian to Buddy Landell. I was a little worried actually going into the match because these guys make weird decisions.
Yeah.
I don't have anything, but yeah, good enough opener.
Good, great, not too long. It worked great. Roll up little win off a crossbody. I did write this down. Gordon welcomes us to the bash that we just saw a whole match from, as the Iron Sheik walks behind him with his Iranian flag. And that leads us to your favorite match, I'm sure. Iron Sheik, Captain Mike. And I really do have a question for you here, because you've said before many times on this
show
that he was your favorite first wrestler.
My first favorite.
Right.
Yeah.
How the fuck does it feel for you to see this downfall. It's bad.
Ooh. No, yeah, I have one, but I won't use it because it's like too rude. But okay, it's like seeing someone where they were hot when they were 23, and then they get to 40, and you're like, oh, that's them now. Whoa. Yeah, Sheik's just. It's one of those things where if I go back and watch WrestleMania 1 or 2 or whatever on WWF, will I like him there? Because, or has he always been this bad? And I was just 8 years old with bad taste. I don't know. One thing I did like, one thing with the Sheik was also his shoes with the little curly thing at the end. I love the little curly thing at the end.
So great.
But actually, so I just want to point out, first match. This is a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I'm home. I paid $30 for this, right?
Yeah.
This first match wasn't announced to me, right?
Nope.
At any point. Nope. The second match, Iron Sheik. I mean, this definitely wasn't announced to me. No. Rotunda versus Iron Sheik. It's just interesting. And the next match is going to be Doug Furnas versus Dutch Mantel, and I don't believe that was announced. So it's just weird getting to these pay-per-views, and it's like a crapshoot. You're just like, Ric Flair saying, this is what we got, guys. Me, Mark, and Lex. They have like 4 matches announced, basically, and everything else you're just going on the good faith that you have in WCW to deliver, which is low.
I would think that it's probably very similar seeing the Sheik thing as I feel about the entire Attitude Era. Because once NWO happens, I'm 7, okay? So I am as into wrestling as humanly possible, and it didn't really matter if it was good or not. It just happened to be the boom of all time. And when you're that little, you don't understand that, like, this is not the norm at all. So, I go from 3 years of everyone talking about wrestling. Even people that didn't like it would be like, did you watch that shit last night? Because, as you know, we didn't have 4 million channels or the internet readily available or good. And now I look at it and I'm like, I mean, there's very little that I can watch outside of the cruiserweights in WCW and like a couple WWF people. It's fucking unwatchable, man. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like, okay, so if this was me now back then, what would I think? Or was it just the times, or what wasn't that? Yeah, it's where it gets tough sometimes. During the Sheik attacks Captain Mike before the bell starts, and it's of course a terrorist attack.
Yep. Well, we are in the thick of Desert Storm now, so that's a thing.
And what a year? Are we a year or two for Colonel Mustafa or whatever?
Yes, that is either just starting or has started by this year. I know it's 90 when they fucking start doing the shit, and then 91's when the shit hits the fan and they have to move WrestleMania from the LA Coliseum. Yeah.
I just do not understand. I don't understand Iron Sheik being back.
Me either.
Are they like, you have 1 match remaining on your contract? Oh shit, come back for the bash? Like, it's just so fucking weird, man.
Well, talking about why are they back, Harley Race is here with Gordon because it's 1981 Georgia Championship, apparently. And this is sad, man. Harley, to me, I think Terry Funk's the greatest wrestler of all time. To me, it's not even an argument for me. I'm one of those assholes that will just look at you and let you talk and be like, okay, Terry Funk's the greatest of all time. So with that said, Harley's up there. Harley's in my top 5 as well. Unbelievable. In 1990, brother, you might as well have stayed home. I'm so sorry. The abdominal injury in 88 just left him in a total shell of himself situation. The only saving grace to this is we know that, not long after this, he does end up being Vader's manager and having a whole second career, which is how I was introduced to Harley Race, which is kind of funny. I was introduced to Harley Race as the bumping goof heel manager to the coolest guy of all time, Vader, to me. Well, Sting, but Vader's right there. So him against, we'll wait for that. But for one, this is another fucking question I have. Why did WCW do these fucking in-between interviews that don't match up with the next match? What is that? You're really thinking you're giving me suspense for Harley Race versus Tommy Rich in 1990? I doubt that.
And then they interview Harley. What's the chance he's gonna be the one that wins?
Oh my God! So thanks, Gordon.
Harley. So my first experience with Harley was his WWF run.
Oh.
And so, as a kid, he was already an old dude. He already seemed like he was 45 or 50. And so, for all of a sudden to see this next career path, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. He's back and he's even older. It's kind of like an oldie situation where you're like, why are you back? I didn't like you when you didn't interest me that much when you were 2 years ago. I don't see where it's going to change now.
Yeah. Yeah. And because the one thing at least he had a couple years prior to that was he could work. Now he's just physically just a mess. I don't know.
Sometimes I write notes for myself and like, what did I write there? And I'm like, okay, now I remember what it was.
Oh, nice. Well, here's a note to myself. This next match is kind of a waste of time. Dutch Mantel against Doug Furnas. It was okay. It was a fine match. Doug Furnas fucking does some incredible leapfrogs here and shit where I'm like, whoa, no wonder he gets over in All Japan.
This match is okay. So this match is like the first one where I have a lot of notes actually.
Nice.
And I don't know if it's because I have a lot of notes on the match or it just made me think a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So we get Doug Furnas versus Dutch Mantel. We'll start with Dutch Mantel first.
Yeah.
He is so fucking gross.
Yeah.
His back hair spreads along his tricep. I think it starts at his armpit. I think it's connected to his armpits. It's just disgusting. And I see Dutch standing there, and I have a question all of a sudden. I go, "Where's Cactus Jack?" And so that made me go through the Wayback Machine and look. And apparently, he left mid-June or so.
Yeah.
I would so much prefer Cactus Jack on my screen than Dutch Mantel and his gross fucking back.
Yeah.
Doug Furnas. During this match, I got it finally because you're right. He has like an amazing drop kick. I mentioned the snap on his belly to belly last week. Mm-hmm. For sickos, he gives me Brian Cage vibes.
Yes, very much so.
He's a guy where you look at him and you go, "Oh, he's that size," and then you see him do what he can do, and you go, "Oh no, you're not supposed to be able to do that when your muscles look like that. When your muscle density from your tits up is like 99%. You shouldn't be able to do these crazy things that you're doing." And Doug Furnas isn't as crazy as Brian Cage, but his drop kick is beautiful.
Oh man, I mean it's right there. It's right there with about anybody.
Oh yes, and then this match, this is what I was trying to figure out what the note I wrote. With Doug Furnas matches, it's the best of times and it's the worst of times. The best of times is, like I said, he does some fun shit. The worst of times is JR reminding us that he'll never be the most popular, the best athlete from his hometown of Commerce, Oklahoma, because that's be Mickey Mantle. I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ, JR. Stop giving me this nugget every fucking match. There is an amazing kick out.
Yeah.
Where Doug just bench presses Dutch off him onto the referee. It's so fucking funny. It's so fucking funny. Yeah. Just tosses him onto the ref. Great.
This was, another Dutch Mantel working a big greenhorn match, basically. And that's okay. But like we keep saying, did it need to be on pay-per-view? I don't think it needed to be on pay-per-view, in my opinion. But it was a vessel to get Doug Furnas a big win, so it did that.
It's 11 minutes. Like, it's a long match.
And it could have been worse. Just like the Jim Cornette promo next could have been worse, to be fair. He could have kept going on and on, right? I did think he did have a good line, actually. Because it was very, just mundane and not, meant to be offensive. The Southern Boys might be U.S. champs one day, but not this day. I was like, I like that. That's neat. That was about all.
It's some old school wisdom. Appreciate it.
A lot of old school wisdom in Harley Race versus Tommy Rich. Now we're here. I put in 81, this was a world championship match. Now Harley's a shell of his former self, and Tommy's had a rough go of it himself. And it's just, Rich sells the pile driver goofier than any person I've ever seen. He literally takes it from Harley, stands up, stumbles back through the ropes to the ramp, and then crumbles. And I'm like, I don't think that's how bumping's supposed to look. It's just, in hindsight, I think Tommy went overboard trying to make Harley look great. And Tommy's not that guy to do that. So it just looks bad. And, Harley gets the big win, but at what cost? Because it was rough.
Tommy Rich is starting to endear himself to me a little bit.
See?
He has some Mark Briscoe energy, not with as many wins,
Yes.
but kind of that thing where you're like, he's a vet. He can get out there and do whatever you need him to do, and he's going to try his best at it, whatever level that will be. Harley's dressed his tights. It's a 2-strapper with a crown on his butt, and it's purple.
Yep.
And I don't know why, but it was funny looking. There's just like a crown on his ass, covering his ass crack. I didn't write down a lot of outfits. I wrote down his outfit because it's just so weird to me. There's also a situation in this match where a referee gets the person thrown on him. I think Harley must throw Wildfire onto the referee in this match.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, are we just trying to see how far we can throw referees tonight? It's weird after the Tommy Young thing. Like, putting your referees in danger. It felt a little weird. This match ends with one of those weird things where it's like a rollover on a body press.
Yeah.
And a win for Harley.
Just a whatever thing. But I know you are a huge mark for this next one. Paulie and Mean Mark with Gordon. And I like how little they had going with this, right? They're like, you're getting the U.S. title match on the pay-per-view. And Paulie went, oh, there's one of Lex's gimmick shirts. Let's do a fucking promo where you just rip his shirt. We're going to rip you up like this. And that's the promo. That was it.
Yep. I feel like I actually missed, because I went back and watched this next match just before we recorded. And after this match coming up, there's an interview segment that I don't remember from the first time. So I feel like I missed some of the interview segments. But I did have Paulie, Mark, and Gordo written down there.
I mean, you didn't miss a lot. I'll fill you in. Don't worry. Because we're getting to one later that was, oh, buddy, I got a lot to say. Midnights defend the U.S. tag titles against the Southern Boys. This is probably match of the night. Honestly. This was phenomenal. And it was phenomenal because it was both teams going, we're going to do what we're good at. Southern Boys are green. So what do? They sell. Because they're fucking Memphis and Continental Championship fucking bred. So that is what they've learned. You're a babyface, you're going to sell your ass off. And they do. Midnight's beat the shit out of them. They're really good at being there for that hope spot. I mean, I'll say this about Tracy Smothers. The dude is so underrated at just how good he is at a comeback, how good he is at fire. You never feel like he's out of it, even when he's just in a crumpled fucking mess. And Steve Armstrong deserves a lot of credit for how athletic he was. I don't think people really know Steve at all, sadly, because he really didn't go on to be a huge star or anything. But he was phenomenal here. And this is just Southern fucking tag wrestling at its best. And it's really neat to see it from 90. You're like, wow, this shit was still a thing. Baltimore's losing their shit about it, too. They really love the Southern Boys. And that's another thing, we like had fun with them last week. And oh my God, that didn't age well. I mean, dude, you got to remember that Confederate thing didn't really have the connotation that we know it as now then. It was more like, the rednecks. It's very, inoffensive almost. It was like, okay, whatever. You got a funny flag. I don't ever remember anyone being weirded out by it, really. But man, this was a great match. And of course, the heels fucking cheat to win. Tremendous.
I think my issue with the Southern Boys isn't even an issue with the Southern Boys.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's how we've been watching it, right? We're cramming for tests. But I just feel like it's really hard for me to invest in these like new tag teams that they bring in, because I feel like they come for a pay-per-view and then they're gone.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't even, maybe they're at the next event, maybe they're not. It's just
around a little bit. Yeah.
It's so like some teams I know are here, but these new teams that kind of come in fully formed, I don't trust them. I don't trust them to be here 2 months from now.
Right.
And that's why I know Tracy Smothers and Mr. Armstrong. I may or may not learn your name.
Right.
Depending on how long you stick around here.
Yeah. Oh, no, that makes complete sense. This is an odd little deal. We did mention Stan Lane wrestling like Bruce Lee, right? Well, he kind of does. Oh, yes.
Repeat what you just said.
We mentioned earlier that Stan Lane, the mention was Stan Lane wrestles like Bruce Lee, right? Well, they literally go with that here. And there is a badass fucking spot where he's like, come on, bitch. Like, this is Cobra Kai. And Tracy Smothers, like, people didn't know, I guess, back then. He literally knew some karate, as we see here. And he's like, all right, bitch. And he gets into Cobra Kai. And they have a dope little, like, points karate moment, which is phenomenal. That's really when Baltimore lost their minds. They were like, holy shit, this redneck guy can fucking kick the shit out of you. This was phenomenal. So that was good.
Yeah, Baltimore crowd was dope, which I'll definitely mention when we get to the 6-man match. But
yes,
yeah, crowd was dope.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, not so dope for this next interview segment. This might be the one you missed.
This is the one I missed. Yes.
Oh, you're gonna be. I'm gonna have to.
No. Wait. I missed it, but I saw it when I watched it this morning.
Yeah.
Because I got one Michael quote that I wrote down here.
Oh,
so
please, yeah. It might be the one I wrote down. The Freebirds come out. Go ahead.
No, you got it. You got it written. Get it.
I have to fucking write down what I think this looks like because I think I kind of nailed it. It looks like if a rodeo clown discovered Chaperone deep inside themselves.
They look a bit like, if you know the Chapel Roan video, My Kink is Karma, kind of dressed a bit like that clown in the video.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of see that.
Yeah.
I got Freebirds. If it has 18 wheels, we can drive it. If it's got 4 legs, we can ride it.
Yeah.
I tried to rewind in my Peacock. The cock was just like, no, I will not rewind for you. So... I'm like, I think I caught that one right.
Yeah, you did. And then I'm pretty sure that they go on to just straight up saying, we're going to ride the Steiners tonight too. What happened in the back, Michael, to make you look like this, make you just nuts like this? Like, we're talking about bestiality on fucking pay-per-view? All right, buddy. I think we need to go talk to you, but it's not time to do that because motherfuckers, it is Vader time. We get the debut of Vader, and who would you think? You know, all right, we got this big guy from Japan to come in. Who are we going to have working? Somebody we can really depend on that, hey, he's going to be there, get his ass kicked. Maybe he kind of sucks. Zeman. And that is exactly who comes out, old Zeman. And at first I'm like, oh, fucking Zeman, great. And then I was like, this music sounds... Fuck yeah, it's Big Van Vader. And I mean, Baltimore is in shock. They are literally in awe of this guy. Like, he comes out and you think like they don't care at first. You're like, wait, but then you look at them in the crowd and they're looking at him like, what the fuck is this? And then he gets in the ring and kills Zeman. He just beats the shit out of him.
It is funny that he goes from U.S. tag champ to squash job match. 2 minutes and 16 seconds, it says.
Yeah.
I was surprised it was E-Man. Because like I said, it just seemed like they had him. It seemed like almost they were confused about who was better, Brian Pillman or Z-Man. So like, it's weird that he's in this situation, and I'm just glad it's not Brian.
And then it's like, you know, the perfect WCW problem that they create for themselves, which is, why didn't you just keep them as a fucking tag team then? You had that going on. I mean, it's just like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And Ole clearly doesn't. But one thing he had right is fucking bringing in Vader. This fucking rules. I mean, I am so excited for this. I know he's in and out a little bit for a while, but I know by next year he's in. He's in till like 95, so that'll be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he almost feels like a special event.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an Andre the Giant. Like Big Van Vader seems like an Andre the Giant type. Realistic. We're bringing him, guys. He's back for 3 weeks only, and he'll be beating some motherfuckers up and squashing them.
Yep, for sure. Speaking of squashing, the Horsemen are with Gordon, and they're talking about that Weirdo 6-man. And Barry said they ain't here to play around. Good to know. They're gonna take care of business on those superheroes. hate that. And they're gonna get rid of Gigante. Okay. We'll see what Gigante does later, and it's shocking in many ways, okay? And then we finally have it, the bloodletting, the Fabulous Freebirds against the Steiners. And I said here, I was like, okay, yeah, they were the Chippendale rejects, and they weren't even old at this point, but it looked like they were just way over the hill. Heroin stripper is the vibe, I'm guessing. That's what I landed on as like what we would maybe call the style. Steiners don't care what you look like, though. They're dropping you on your fucking head, and they do that here. And the Birds do this thing where they're like, it's almost like they go, I'm going to bump before they hit me. Maybe it won't be so bad. It's still really bad. It's so funny seeing them get fucking killed. And you can just see on their face, they're like, this is not a sell. I'm dying. It's fucking awesome.
As mentioned already, I did not see the Freebirds in that previous interview segment.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting watching the Freebirds come to the ring. And to me, it looked like they were in the middle of getting like a haircut or a beard trim at the barbershop, and they heard their music hit, and they had to like kind of run out with their smocks still on. So it took me a minute to kind of realize what was going on, and then they just kind of looked like freaky pirates.
Yeah,
they look like they're really in the pirate culture all of a sudden. There is, I believe, a gay slur chant that happens.
Oh, of course.
And Michael is also a bitch. That's a chant that goes to.
Nice.
Michael's a bitch is also a chant. JR says that the Freebirds would be very popular in San Francisco, and that they were probably over at Harvey Firestone's house.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, one good thing is, like I said earlier, there is a moment here where PS takes a tiger bomb, and I don't think he knew he was taking a tiger bomb, because when he fucking rolls back over, his eyes are so wide, like, what just happened to me, that I had no choice on. And then Jimmy, fucking Rick or Scott, it's his fucking comeback spot here, so he's bumping both of them. So with Jimmy, he goes, I'll just do a tilt-a-whirl fucking slam. The problem is Jimmy Garvin started in the 70s. They didn't do tilt-a-whirl slam. So you see this moment where he runs at him and he's kind of like, all right, clothesline me. And Scott just picks him up and swings him around. He about lands on his head for real. And it's just unbelievable. This is like two generations clashing in every way possible. And the finish ruled here, because they fucking get Scott and he's down. They fucking knocked him out. And Garvin goes to pin him. Garvin's not the legal man. So they're like, shit. And PS and Rick, or Scott and PS are. So Rick fucking nails PS with something, and they just fuck over the Birds to them and win the match. And I'm like, that's good. I love when a babyface foils a heel with heel fucking tactics. It's like, there we go. So this ruled. This is right there with the fucking other tag match. It's almost interesting to me. Unless it's like a Flair Sting match, or Arn, I guess. It's always a tag match, just like the match of the night on these shows. Their tag division was killing it, but they just didn't know how to book it. I'll be fair. Kind of like right now with old TK. Like, I mean, Jet Speed's killing it. FTR's killing it. Fucking FTR might be better now than they ever have been in their life. The Bucks are killing it. Everyone's killing it in the division. We're just sort of in this holding pattern where it's like,
yeah, we're in purgatory.
But anyway, that's for another time. We are told, hey guys, don't you love this pay-per-view? Our next one's in almost 4 months.
Start saving.
God, kill me now. And if that wasn't a worse announcement, next is the huge 6-man. Horseman, which most importantly is Sid with Ardenberry, against JYD. How he continues to be employed is wild. Orndorff and the debuting El Gigante. This was a choice for sure.
Sid is so over with the crowd.
Yeah.
There are Sid signs in the crowd. There's a chant during the match, "We want Sid." Mm-hmm. It's just funny. He's been a horseman for a month and a half, and He's the most popular member of the squad at this point. It's crazy. When the good guys, when the superheroes, when they're walking out, it is hysterical because Paul Orndorff, the top of his head is at Gigante's armpit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Gigante could put his armpit on top of Paul Orndorff's head. It was just so funny to see it. And then me living in the kayfabe world.
Yeah.
I go, why don't you just start with Gigante in the ring? If the other team is too pussy to come in and face him, have Gigante start the match and then win by countout. No, that's not what we do in the world of professional wrestling, though.
You'd think. Instead, we get everyone else but him in this match. Quite literally. We fucking have JYD in there too goddamn long. But what I will say is the best of this match was anytime Barry, Arn, or Orndorff were involved in any fashion. Those guys were the anchors of this thing. They kept it going. It actually wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen because of those guys, because without them, it would have been. It makes sense why they weren't going with Sid, though, because the motherfucker's so green here. Holy shit. Like, there's a couple times he literally just stands there. Like, he doesn't know what to do. And it's not his fault. If you think about it, he's been hurt the better part of a year. He just came back. And he's thrust into the top angle in the company. I mean, it's overwhelming. I mean, anybody would have been are you kidding? I mean, and who knows how old he is? I think he's like 22, something like that. He's not old. And so, like, fuck, Sid is over. But it's like that weird problem. It's like, you know what it is? It's like Wardlow with AEW for a while. I think it's like sometimes people get so over that their skill set isn't ready for it yet. And you got to kind of like, well, shit, what do we do? Because if we push him, I think that's kind of the problem with Luger for the longest time, is that it was like, he's over. He's probably our top star. I mean, I think there's definitely a time in Crockett where he's their top guy before Sting gets elevated. I think absolutely. But it's like he's not the world champion in skill set. So what do you do? Because you've seen it in WWE 100 times. They'll just give a guy a belt. And it's the big machine. So they can just kind of spit them out and move on. But this is a different situation. But I thought that was interesting. And all of you are wondering, like, whoa, hold on. You're going to tell us the big thing that El Gigante did in this match. I mean, and I'm sure he came in, he fucking cleared house.
Big boot, right? Before I dropped the big boot, maybe?
I'll say this. They really missed the boat on him with the Kali fucking head chop. That was a genius move on the WWE's part with that guy. No. What he did here, I would best describe as walk forward. Did he do anything else?
He had 0 ring time during the match.
0%. Never was in the ring.
He does look incredibly young.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like he could be at the Little League World Series.
Yeah, for sure. But it's like...
and the match ends with JYD being thrown over the top rope, not even to the floor, to the ramp, right?
Yeah.
And so we get a disqualification in under 9 minutes for throwing somebody over the top rope to a ramp. Come on.
Hey.
Yeah, we're talking about the bait and switch, right? Oh, El Gigante's first match. Okay, we still have his first match to go, I guess.
No problema. Fuck, man. Yeah, so that happened, and Baltimore is pissed. They are into El Gigante, by the way. I'm telling you what it was. They wanted to see Sid and El Gigante face to face. I even think had they just done the tease, had they both ended up in the ring, because nowadays they wouldn't have missed this opportunity, right? Like, that's the first thing you get in modern wrestling is the face-off. If they would have just done that, I don't think we'd be talking about how big of a fucking turd this is. But they didn't do that. And it's almost like they went out of their way to get Sid and El Gigante separated from each other, which is like, that's the fucking appeal here.
They talk about WWF's about moments, and like that's a moment.
100%.
And otherwise, I mean, what's your memory of El Gigante from this match? Not much. I remember standing in the ring after the match, being all threatening and not doing anything. Like, yeah, it's just kind of, it's again that fake that bait and switch for us. We knew about 4 matches, and this is one of the matches we knew about, and you fucked us on it.
100%. We go from that to the big U.S. title match. Luger and Mean Mark for the U.S. Championship. I'll be honest, I thought this was a whole lot of nothing. There was a lot of odd hammerlock work that didn't go anywhere. This is literally, I wrote it down. This feels like an OVW match in 2002 or something. It's like guys that don't know how to put it all together right yet, but can do stuff.
They're big. That's impressive. You know, they got power with each other. But yeah, there wasn't much to the match. I think it was JR said that Paulie Dangerously is like Andrew Dice Clay these days. And this is May 12th was when Andrew Dice Clay did his infamous SNL. So, and the cast members boycotted. So Paulie Dangerously was equated to that.
Yeah.
Lex wins the match with a clothesline.
Again.
So Lex, in our last two events that we've watched, he has beaten Sid and Mean Mark with a clothesline.
Yep.
An especially vicious clothesline? No, a clothesline.
Yeah.
Just a clothesline.
Yep, that's it. Welcome to Just a Clothesline Wrestling.
He does. For a second, I got excited because he tries to put Mean Mark in the human torture rack. He doesn't, and Mean Mark stops it pretty quickly. They give you a tease at least. But awesome. I thought for a second, after bitching about him never using it in an actual like real match, I thought he was going to do it, but Mean Mark gets his way out of it.
Of course. Man. And again, it's like we're talking about the clothesline. It's just a whatever clothesline. The other problem I have is I don't remember that becoming his finish going forward. The only time I ever remember him doing anything close to it was, of course, in WWF when he had already had the wreck and he had the plate in the forearm. Well, yeah, of course, the forearm. He did like the shitty version of Tito Santana's fucking forearm. Here, though, clothesline, it sucked. It didn't really have any meaning to it, I guess, because he just beat Sid with it. He thought of it on the top of his head. It was not good. Not a good match. Sting's in the back with Gordon. His knee's perfect. That's it, basically. So there you go.
Gordon doesn't do a great job of probing interviews and questions in these interviews.
No, he's just like, all right, let's get the fuck out of this segment. And then for the probably at least fifth time this month, we have Doom against the Rock and Roll Express, except this time it's for the belts, I guess. That's almost basically all I have here. I mean, it's a good match, but it's like, had I not seen it already a bunch, I think I would have enjoyed it better.
There's one thing I can say as a positive for this match. I feel like it was a pretty clean win.
Yeah.
It wasn't horseshit shenanigans. It was just normal tag team stuff.
Yeah.
So it was actually a pretty, for WCW, this is a clean win. 100% clean win for WCW at this point.
You don't get clean wins in WCW. So
yeah, this is close as you're going to get to it. Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. So that happens. And then they do a thing that they really don't do much here before the main event, where they did a pre-taped empty arena interview with Gordon and Flair. And it's okay. It's not really anything out of the norm, though. So I don't know why they went out of their way to do that. Like, you would expect, like, an empty arena, maybe it's going to be an emotional interview, like the Dusty thing back in the day in the Garden and all that stuff. Nah, it's just Flair doing the Flair thing. So kind of a weird thing there. But that leads us to the main event. Flair Sting for the NWA World Heavyweight title. And it's the big one. Sting comes out in the red, white, and blue, the classic look. And immediately, there's fucking Jim Herd in the flesh with Doug Dillinger to fucking shackle Ole to Gigante on the ramp. That was one of the highlights early on of this entire fucking match, was just Ole and Gigante together. So awesome. And then we get into the match. And I will say this. I think, is it the best Flair Sting match? No. That probably is still their match with fucking the first Clash, probably. I don't know if they ever did another one better. It was good though, and it did what it needed to do. I think this match was like, was it 17 minutes? It wasn't that long, which is odd for a main event, especially at that time. Luger just did like 30 minutes with a fucking staph infection.
I mean, this match is It has it at 16:06.
Okay.
Doom and Rock and Roll was 15:40. So like half a minute difference.
That's odd. Yeah, so this was good though. It kind of is this. I mean, I don't want to like make it seem like it wasn't good. I just think that psychology wasn't really factored in wholly, only because it was like, hey, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. You no sell. I hit your knee though, and now you sell. And that just kind of was the constant cycle of this match. And it wasn't bad. It's just kind of like, also, I think everyone, including us, is just kind of like, all right, let's just get the belt on Sting. Let's move on. We all kind of know what's happening because we don't know why exactly you've waited this long unless you're going to fucking give it to Sting. Yeah, and that's pretty much what
everything was set up in Sting's favor. We have
absolutely
Steiner's with their back to us, JYD and Orndorff at ringside to keep the Horsemen away. Ole is handcuffed to Elegante.
Yeah.
Sting has this wonderful Stars and Stripe makeup. And if I remember correctly, it held up pretty well through the match.
It did.
So happy with that. Sting, I love Sting's no sells. He no sells a railing. He just no sells multiple things. It's great.
Yeah.
And at some point in the match, all of a sudden, Ole and Elegante are in the middle of the ramp. And my question is, how did Ole pull him? How did he pull Elegante against his will like 40 feet? But that was funny. It just reminds us that he's there. And then the Horsemen come down, and then they get chased away. And so it's literally just, okay, it's Rick, it's Sting. This time, no interference for all the marbles.
And it's all fucking Sting there for a while, and then he misses the knee. Flair's like, fuck yeah, here we go. Goes to get that figure four on and gets rolled up and pinned. Clean as a whistle in the middle. Baltimore loses their fucking mind. Huge pop. One of the biggest pops we've seen in a while for this company.
Cool thing, too, is having the faces at the ring. It gives them that immediate celebration reaction. Because, they're all jumping at ring like we won the war or something.
Exactly. Because they have kind of put it like that, like it's a war.
Superheroes win. Superheroes win.
And in the middle of this match, they renamed them Dudes with Attitudes because that fucking superhero shit sucked. So, great. There's nothing I would say that was wrong with it. Like I said, it just felt like a means to an end. I don't think both, clearly Flair was like, what am I going to do? We already got him. Let's just fucking do the deal. You beat me. I don't know why it couldn't be him just tapping or whatever to the fucking Scorpion, but that's how things were done back then. And hey, you know what? It was a clean pin in the middle, so it's good enough.
Yeah.
So that
it was a wrestling move. He got you. He's not going to get you every time with that, but he got you this time.
100%.
The one thing that is annoying to me is, then after the match, Sting's celebrating, and he goes up the aisle, and I believe it's JR talking to him. I don't know if it's JR or Gordon.
Gordon.
And, we're sending the crowd home happy. And Sting just does that thing of like blowing the former champion.
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to say Ric Flair is the greatest champion in the history of the world. And I'm so proud of it. It's just like, it's just so nerdy of just, I understand we're trying to give, some rub on Rick. And I think we've blown him enough over the last, year to last a while. It's just so, it's so weird to me that you win a title and like your first thought is to thank the old champion. You're such a good guy, Sting.
Yeah, it was odd. I think it was a real moment, though. If I remember, I've read about how he legitimately was very thankful that Flair was true to his word, because that was the whole big thing leading into this was, hey, all Sting had was Flair's word that he was going to hold on until he was ready to come back. I mean, he wasn't stupid enough to think Jim Herd had allegiance to him, He didn't, because Jim Herd kept trying to get the belt on Lex. So I think it was him trying to, like, in a time where kayfabe was still around, going against that.
I think, though, it's my interview next week response. Not I just won the I feel like you let the crowd just go out on cheers because you fucked them in that 6-man. You pissed them off in the 6-man. You got the champion. Because it felt like the crowd's energy changed at that point. I feel like when he went to Ric Flair, it's just save that shit for next week. Save your sappy shit for next week. Celebrate your championship right now. That's what the crowd wants.
Yeah.
They want to hear about what a great guy Ric Flair is.
And they want to
We didn't believe it when you guys were selling that to us previously.
Yeah, they want to see the oversized head of you with pyro shooting out of it too that is lowered. And you just see Sting look at it like, really? Kind of fucking weird. All right, man. Anyway, I'm going to go back in the ring and celebrate. He's just everywhere. He's got like nervous energy. Like it finally happened. He's been told for months, hey, this belt's coming to you when you're ready. And he's like, fuck, whatever. Yeah, right. He gets ready so fucking quick, which he has said also in further interviews that I came back too soon. The knee just always gave him trouble. I can't remember when he finally got the real like fix it surgery. That was way later. Maybe even like.
Are you saying he lied during the interview?
No.
And he wasn't 100%?
He was kayfabing. It's different, remember? If you kayfabe, it's not a lie. Yeah. So this was great. This is one of those things. This will pop you. If you remember, WCW put out best of tapes in like during the fucking boom of wrestling. They finally got their shit together. And the WCW home videos would come out. And one of them was Sting, like a Sting retrospective from 99, by the way. I don't know. That's hilarious in hindsight. But one of the matches on there in full was this match. And so it was always, I knew it was Sting's first win and stuff. So it's always been very, very, very overblown in my mind. So watching it now, like in reality as an adult, I'm like, I mean, it's cool still, obviously. I wouldn't say it's great like I thought it was.
Back then, those kind of tapes were the only way you got access to a person's career. So, I mean, yeah, it seems like it's not that long, but you missed a whole lot of stuff during that time. So
a whole lot of stuff. So he's here. He's the champion. So you guys are thinking, next episode's going to be like sometime in August, right? No. God, no. There's not another clash or anything until September 5th in Asheville, North Carolina. And this is a terrible clash name. Clash of the Champions 12, Fall Brawl 90, Mountain Madness. Like it's a Silver Dollar City ride. Shout outs to anyone that is from the fucking Ozark Mountains, which is like nobody but me. But either way, this card is unfortunate. So here we go.
First match.
Yeah.
Freebirds versus Southern Boys. Okay.
Great.
Okay. Sounds interesting. Okay. Next match. Buddy Landell versus Mike Rotunda. Okay. Sure. Okay. I guess I got that. Next
match.
Next up, the Lightning Express versus the Master Blasters. If we can rewind to my previous comment on the Southern Boys, I don't know when these teams are going to come and go. I still miss the Ding Dongs. We have the Lightning Express with Brad Armstrong and Tim Horner. Have we seen Tim Horner on our screens at this point? He's been a jobber?
A jobber, probably.
Okay. And then they'll be taking on the Master Blasters, who are, of course, Master Blaster Iron and Master Blaster Steel.
And Master Blaster Steel is Kevin Nash. This is his debut in the fucking business, I believe. No, wait. I think his debut technically is a dark match on Great American Bash, I believe. Maybe. Either way, he might do TVs before this. This is definitely his first clash, obviously. And he is like brand new in the business. He just came out of the pre-power plant. This isn't even the power plant yet. This is just Jody Hamilton training some guys in a fucking warehouse for WCW. So it's going to be very intriguing. I don't think I've ever seen this match, actually. So that'll be fucking hilarious. I don't think I've ever seen this show because I'm looking at it.
I don't know how you missed this. I mean, because the next match, of course, is Jackie Fulton and Terry Taylor versus the Nasty Boys.
Yeah, it's post-Rooster.
Four more people were like, okay, I kind of knew.
Yeah.
Tommy Rich versus Bill Irwin apparently showed back up. He was on a bender for about 6 to 8 months and decides to show back up for work. Up next, we get a women's match.
Not just any woman's match. Let's put some respect on the LPWA championship because it is a championship match between Susan Sexton defending the title against Bambi. I bet it's a barn burner, and I can assure you it's less than 5 minutes. So, How about this other one? And this is one I don't know anything about. Steiners against Maximum Overdrive, Jeff Warner and Tim Hunt. I have no idea who those human beings are.
Okay, question. At this point, we have Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
We've got the Master Blasters.
Yeah.
We have Lightning Express. We have the Nasty Boys.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like 4 new tag teams, right?
Yeah.
Well, we know how many of these tag teams will we be aware of before this clash happens?
The Nasty Boys.
Okay.
that's
so you're saying just one. Okay. Yeah, because that's kind of the thing is the clash. You're like, oh, we'll just debut new talents. I mean, I guess we know the Master Blasters don't debut anytime before. But yeah, just kind of interested to see if any of these guys pop up on the radar before that.
Yeah.
Maximum Overdrive, Jesus Christ.
I can't imagine. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe they're great. They just never had a break. I don't know, but I can't imagine. And then, I mean, Zeman is like the fucking jobber to the Japanese stars here, losing to Stan,
Japanese jobber.
The man Hansen. Fuck yeah, I can't wait for him to kill Zeman. And then,
like, who did Zeman piss off? Like, his last 2 matches will last a total like 5 minutes.
I guess Oli. And then one of the oddest examples of this matchup, because I can't remember it ever not being a world title match. This is Luger versus Flair, with Luger defending the U.S. title. I literally have never seen this because I don't remember this at all.
It's fun. It's like, oh, Rick's also like, Rick's like, I need a fucking title.
Yeah, I like that.
Coming for you, Lex.
TVs, I might be interested if I figure out that the TVs is Flair just like frantically trying to win the belts like everywhere. Me and Arn.
He's grabbing Arn for the tag. Yeah.
Oh, that's
who has the TV? Who has the TV title? Arn has the TV title. Oh, we may have a match coming up.
And your main event is Sting against Al Perez as the Black Scorpion. Now, the story with this is classic. I don't know if you know the story with this, but
I do not. Hit me.
All right. So the idea was Sting wins the belt, and Oli being Oli was like, well, shit. I mean, we can't just have him fucking feud with Flair, because Flair's just been the guy. Let's fucking back off that. It's the 90s. We need a new foil. So he came up with this idea of the Black Scorpion. And it was literally going to be a way, and I don't know how this fits in. I guess Oli was a fan of Al Perez's work. Okay. I know he was kind of a big star in the territory eras there for a little bit. He was going to come in. He was going to be the Black Scorpion, and he was going to beat Sting for the title, as far as I'm aware. Eventually, I think he was actually going to win the belt. And then there was going to be the big reveal. It's Al Perez, and he had to come in, because there's the real heat where he did fucking quit the day that they told him he had to job to Flair. And he was like, no, I should fucking be feuding with Flair back in 88. So they're trying to do something here, and let's be real, they need something. And we already talked about it. Sid's not ready, so they did the right thing there. At least they didn't strap up Sid when he can't fucking work. Barry's there, but he's heel. Well, yeah, that should have worked. I don't know.
So, why another horseman goes for the world title?
And another shitty Oli idea. Let's be real. And so they fucking do the smoke and mirror dog shit that they do with the Scorpion. And this was just supposed to be the first iteration. And there was going to be the whole, there's multiple Black Scorpions. So that's the beginning of that fucking fuckery. So what I'm trying to say is we're in for a great time. This is going to be wonderful.
You're really putting a lot on Al Perez's shoulders.
Uh-huh. Well, we found out that was wrong. And I think he does the exact same thing, by the way. I think he literally quits because they tell him something he didn't want to do. So there you go. That's Al Perez. Oh, fucking tantrum maker of the stars, I guess.
The show has a 4-star rating on Cage Match. So yeah, this is gonna be some good shit.
It's fucking terrible, man. And just I mean, you think about all the momentum they had going for him for this thing too. It's like, what in the fuck were you doing? Well, WCW.
So like just so many like cool talents, right? Like with like the Pillman kind of coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, Mark is fun too. I don't think we see him.
He's gone
In that next card, right? He'll be gone soon. So it's like,
well, yeah.
Does he end up at Survivor Series this year?
Yep. So he's
okay.
Gone by probably the Clash. So, and I don't know what the deal with that is. I think straight up they just, we don't see nothing, which is crazy because I mean I've seen something.
I mean, you got to picture Vince on. He's just like, oh, I'll give you the money.
Yeah, basically.
Come, you'll love my sexual harassment texts and pictures.
I think it's literally Percy Pringle because I think the whole gimmick is Rick Rude got him in. Vince was like, "What'd you do?" I was a mortician. That gets Vince to thinking of the Undertaker gimmick. And he was like, well, who could we do? And Percy, remembering fucking Mark Callis from Texas, said, there's this big redheaded kid working WCW right now. I think his deal might even be coming up. Let me talk to somebody I know in WCW. I don't know who that would have been. Probably Paul. No, wouldn't have been Paulie. Either way. Oh, it's probably Hayes. It's probably Michael P.S. Hayes. So, oh yeah, they're best friends. There you go. All right. So that was the inside deal probably. So then that's how that worked out. So it all really seems to have come together within just a few months. And
we already commented on how Mean Mark looks like a corpse. He has the skin tone of a corpse. So it really does all come together easily.
It's just unbelievable, like how shit ends up working out. Because it's like, I don't think Mean Mark had legs long term in WCW as Mean Mark. But then again, did anyone think that about Stunning Steve either? Probably not, but he made it work for a while. So I don't know. That's fucking Great American Bash. That is we are literally in the thick of 1990 now. And I'm fucking getting delirious, man. This shit is all over the place. Until I watched it every week, I'd be like, surely it's not that disjointed. I mean, they survived so long. It was that disjointed from day one. It's
oh my god,
it just was a disaster.
I've hopped forward a little bit because I saw the Clash 13 Thanksgiving Thunder was like a 3.5 rating, and it's just funny. The first match, Freebirds versus Southern Boys. Which is the first match in the next card. It's just Flyin Brian versus Buddy Landell, which we just saw, or I think we see in the next one.
Yes, we just saw. And that's the thing. Ole just refused to evolve. This is just 1980 Georgia booking. We're doing the same matches.
I don't want to steal our thunder too much from the next episode, but this one's great. I mean, just this Thanksgiving Thunder has Colonel DeClerc and Sergeant Kruger versus Kalua and the Beast. I know who all those people are.
Oh my god.
The Star Blazer versus Michael Wall Street. Got Mike Wall Street. We know he is at least, right? God. Right? He's gonna be the right guy, right? Yeah.
Yep. He's got Mike.
But the Star Blazer will be coming. Who's Tim Horner? Tim Horner's doing the rounds.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Holy fuck, guys! It's gonna get rough. But you know what? I didn't even have told you this. Full disclosure: huge uptick in viewership starting last week. So people are loving how fucked up 1990 WCW is apparently, and we're gonna keep just trucking along because this is not going to be one of those shows where we get to a point and we stop. We're going, man. We're going until literally the wheels fall off in 2001, and that's a long way away, folks. So that's the plan, at least. We're gonna do these until there is no more WCW to ingest.
Until we tap out.
Well, yeah, maybe we get to fucking 2000 and we go, we're done.
we're like Malcolm McDowell in A Clockwork Orange, man. We're straight line in Dutch Mantell versus Tim Horner matches.
Oh man, yeah, those Southern boys. There you go, folks.
At least what. I see that they're here 2 events from now. I'll learn the Southern Boys' names.
Okay. Well, I thought Steve was Scott for a while, so you're not.
I was going to do the Master Blasters. If they stick around, I'll learn their names too.
Well, there's this guy named Oz that I might be telling you about in a year time. So that is all I have for you, and I assume that, I mean, we're squeezing the stone here. This is like crazy, but socials, you got it fucking down pat, man. The JIMDB everywhere, the coolest screen name ever. I'm jealous.
Well, someday you can also be the JAMDB when you
I'm
change your name to Jim and you murder me and steal my name.
yeah, well, coming soon. Maybe that'll happen at Halloween Havoc. That's the next fucking
The betrayal that nobody saw coming.
yeah, like the creepy vampire vignette we get from Shivani in this era. And then me, I'm fucking all over the place. I'm Troubles Wrestling Pod on Instagram and Threads. I am Troubles, I believe I'm Troubles Wrestling now on Blue Sky. Changed it up because listen, I'm not gonna tie myself down to weekly Troubles. Okay, the Troubles may be monthly. I don't know. Sometimes the Troubles.
At this point, daily.
I was gonna say Troubles Daily actually sounds better. It's like Daily Planet. And then I am on fucking, I almost blanked. Oh yeah, I'm on X as well again. I know it's rough, folks, but there's a lot of fucking people that let's just say I procure footage from, and they refuse to go anywhere else. So I'm on X again, and I'm Troubles Rest there, WREST. I'm trying to fucking, evolve and, branch out from the weekly Troubles is all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be Troubles Wrestling everywhere. That's my mid-year, actually 2/3 of the year resolution is to finally do what Jim here has done and consolidate his online life, because I'm tired of being like, on here, I'm fucking, this Cyrillic fucking name, and then here I hate it. So with that said, don't hate this show. Keep listening, even though I just fucking ranted about nothing. Until next time, go watch more Tommy Rich. Actually,
Big Van Vader.
Big Van Vader. There we go. Go watch Big Van